Why can't I? Oh, there it is. Perfect. What that is. What's up, guys? Share the live. Hope everybody is doing great. Hope everybody is doing great. You know, I gotta sing to y'all. What's up? Hi! I'm back with y'all today. They can't stop us, guys. They can't stop us. We are on a mission. So I cut that wig today. This is why I like Solana, because you can just, and she gonna perform. She don't perform well unless you cut her. I mean, she do. She good for ponytails. But when you keep her too long, she tangles. So that's why I cut it up. All right, let's go share the live. As we know, we have our own issues here on Instagram because I never get too many people over here. I get way more. Like yesterday, before the live got cut off, I had 37,000 views on that live. So that makes a huge difference. That makes a huge difference. Okay. Yeah. Got reported again. Y'all know me. I'm a trouble starter. It is what it is. I am a disruptor. That is my lot in life. It is my job, apparently, to disrupt the system. It is my job to enlighten. It is my job to educate. I don't mind. Every time they try to shut me down, I get even more followers. So there's always going to be a silver lining in every dark cloud. This is not going to stop our show. We just keep going. And you know, when things happen, somebody pointed this out to me today, that the 2 times that I have gotten suspended, it's been after I said, when I was talking about men and their male parts. She said, the lady that noticed it said it wasn't 2 minutes after I had talked about how chicken is messing up people's hard-ons. She said it wasn't 2 minutes. You have never been sleeping at night without Benadryl. Are you sleeping at night now? What you taking? What you doing? You eating according to your meal plan? Let me tell you something. When I get in that bed, I don't be scrolling. I don't be nothing. I close my eyes and I go right to sleep. I don't be staring at the ceiling. I don't be counting sheep. I don't be doing none of that. I pass out. Just eat according to your blood type. Fantastic. I'm getting so many man, chill out. I'm getting so many testimonials. It's just amazing. I am amazed by the accomplishments. I'm amazed by the fact that people are actually doing it. Someone tagged me in their post today where they made a meal. I don't know about that caviar though. She had made some halibut. She said that she had started doing it and now she was into it. Like she was there. What's up? What's up? What's up? Representing my own shit today. Good evening. Good evening. Let me go over here to TikTok and let everybody know that we are live over here. I ain't gonna talk about men's erections anymore because apparently they don't care. Either that or Chinese TikTok don't want black men to know why they have issues with their erections. Which one is it? If I get put off for bullying, maybe it comes off as me making fun, and maybe they don't understand how black people talk. Maybe that's it. Because you sure can say the N word over there. You bought your list for me and my kids, but you said you was updating the list, so we'll send the updated version or we'll have it purchased again. What are you talking about? Updating what list? I don't understand. There's nothing to update on the foods list. Can you send me that chat? Tag me in the chat or something, or bring the chat up where, so I can see what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you sending me messages while I'm on the live? Don't send me messages while I'm on the live. Why are you eating a Snickers? You shouldn't even be eating these things. I'm not gonna break down all this stuff in these things that y'all know y'all shouldn't be eating. This is just common sense. Why you got Takis? Don't eat that. Across the board, you don't have to purchase anything again. But just go into our messaging and just send me a message so I know what I'm referring to, because I don't know. I'm not even going to talk about that stuff, because the whole point is, first and foremost, we should not be eating anything processed. Why is this all the way over here? Okay? We should not be eating anything processed. Ever. That's just, that in and of itself is a given. Okay? But I'm not going to go into all those ingredients that's on the back of Takis, because trust and believe, Jordy was in here eating Takis and I have seen them. And I'm like, you crazy. You are crazy. You're a crazy man. Because there's no way anybody, especially a grown-up, there's no way a grown-up should be eating no Takis, no Doritos, no Funyuns, no none of that. You asking for a stroke. Hello? You asking for a stroke. That's what you asking for. Ain't no way. Okay? So I need to look something up today. I suspect. I was reading up on some things. What happened? Where? When? Since when? Well, you know I got put off TikTok again. Oh, I made everyone told me that I need to make a backup page on there. That's fine. I was just listening yesterday and he was talking about simplify. There's nothing to simplify. It's the same list. The foods haven't changed. I don't know what list you have. Just remind me, just send me the message that you and I were chatting on so I can see what you're talking about. I don't know when you bought the list, but because I haven't been selling the list long, I was giving the list away like for a year and nobody was taking advantage of that. So I don't know. Ooh, Ooh, Jordy said they got the leg, lamb or shoulder? Shoulder? I don't know if I want the leg. Was that the leg we had the other day? I thought we had the shoulder. He over at Ralph's, and you know every time you go to Ralph's, he be checking out the lamb over there because they be giving you ginormous portions. Okay, get it. Freeze that sucker. Simplifying the products. Oh, maybe that's what you're talking about. I was saying that on the site, I made some combos. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with. We didn't have Ralph's. I mean, we have so many options out here in California, which is fantastic. However, we have all these options, but it's still hard to find some of the stuff. I made some comments. I made some comments. I don't know what's going on with my brain today. I feel like I took my nighttime pills during the day. And then again, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night either. But I made some combos on the website to make it simpler for you to find what products will go with your blood type. So we did do that. So that might be what you're referring to. That's what I was talking about yesterday. Because people have gone to the site and they've made some inquiries. You know how you search on the site? No, what? What's happening? What are y'all talking about? What? No. What am I missing? Time to give it up. If it's not on the list, then 86 is not worth it. What are y'all talking about? No. What's happening? What's going on in this chat over here? Let me go ahead and let everybody know that we are over here today. Hey, if you're looking for me, I'm over on Instagram because you know I got silenced once again. So if you want to know about eating for your blood type and about the CE Organics line of products, come on over to Instagram. Same name, different channel. Hey, if you're looking for me, I'm over on Instagram because you know. Welcome. Every time they shut me down, I get more people. That's cool. Did I ever tell y'all about the time I made my own social network? What won't play? What won't play? Hey girl, what's not playing? Yes. Thanks. Buy that blood type kit because there's still a whole bunch of people that just don't know their blood type. And please don't shame them. Please don't shame them. Don't shame them. Okay? Because most of us were this many years old. If we didn't have no health issues or no pregnancies, there was really no reason for people to even ask about their blood type. Okay? So perfectly healthy people, in most cases, don't know their blood type because there was never a reason for them to go to the doctor and find these things out. So let's just be gentle and say, hey, I'm curious. I want to find out what your blood type is. Back in 2009 or 10? 9. 8. Between 8 and 9. I started my own social network. When I was living in DC, because on Facebook, I was always getting put in jail for something, even just minor things. You were surprised? Like I said, if somebody didn't have any health issues, or they didn't go to the military, they wouldn't know. They wouldn't know why to even know it. Most people don't even know why they should even know their blood type. Well, he did. We have some, if you go to the blood type diet page on the site, you'll see the combos. That's why we were up late last night. I was, because we had some glitches that we had to work out and all that. Click the link in the bio to buy your foods list. Thank you. What happened to it? I shut it down. Thank you, guys. Let me pin this comment about the Eldon card blood typing test, because a lot of people still don't know their blood types, and they don't understand. You're riding with me always. Thank you so much. Yeah, because they didn't know what they needed to know about their blood type. So I don't blame anybody. I probably wouldn't have known my blood type. My doctor never told me my blood type. I found out my blood type from being pregnant with Jordan. My doctor never gave me my blood type when I was sick with the sarcoidosis and all the times I was in and out of that office and all the tests that I took. Nobody ever mentioned blood type to me. So I'm not surprised that people don't know their blood types. I'm not shocked at all. So I just don't want people like shaming people, like, how come you don't know your blood type? Da, da, da. We don't need to do that. Black people deal with enough shame and shit for the shit we don't know every day. Okay? We always got to deal with some shit we don't know. We just now figuring out credit, let alone our blood types. One thing I learned since my blood test last month is my eating habits took a complete 360. I don't have no information. 180. My sister-in-law is vegan, vegetarian. I don't think it's working for her. She's gaining weight because she's probably an O-type blood. Did you ask her what her blood type was? Oh, she doesn't know. Tell her to get the kit. Yeah, go get the kit for her. I sent my sister the kit to test the kids. That vegan did not work for me, y'all. I was eating all this healthy stuff. I was taking, the doctor will charge you $200 to $400 for your test. I was packing up food and taking it to special events and all the shit, trying to be highfalutin. You know how you be flexing on people. You out here flexing on these hoes. Your food is beneath me. It's low vibration. You see how this shit got people out here flexing? You eating low vibration food? Half these people don't even know what the hell vibrations are. Let me tell you something. I hate newfangled shit. I hate newfangled marketing, because that's all it is. Honestly, that is all it is. Okay? You find a word and you use it to death, and you want to use it in a sentence, in every sentence. Okay? Manifest. I'm going to manifest this. I'm going to manifest that. I'm manifesting. Half of y'all don't even know what the fuck manifesting means. Don't even know the practice of manifesting. Don't even know what it means. And just out here, like I said yesterday, everybody out here just talking in hashtags. No chicken for 2 weeks, you survive the cravings. Listen, if you can make it through 3 days, honestly, if you can just make it through 3 days, you'll be fine. It's the 3 days, it's the third day that usually gets you. That third day, if you can, even when you're coming off of sugar, whatever you are coming off of, if you can make it through the first 3 days, you'll survive. Okay? It's always that third day that gets you. On that third day, you really have cravings, whether that's alcohol, whether that's cigarettes, whatever it is. It's that third day that always gives you trouble. If you can make it past that third day, you'll be fine. Just be strong. You found a butchering place today, you can get some clean. We have a lot of options out here in California, but for some reason I cannot find the right fish. I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and clean the fish myself and cut the head off myself, and that's just something I don't want to do. Because the Asian market, you can get all that stuff from the Asian market, but you can get the whole fish and it'll be fresh, like they just pulled it out of the ocean. But you're gonna have to do all the stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Maybe I got spoiled in Nigeria, because I used to have this lady. When you're coming in my community where I lived in Nigeria, there was this long, you would turn and there was this long winding road. And all along the roads, Ada, you know this, if you've been to Magodo, of course you probably have. There's this long winding road where all of these shopkeepers are. So you'll have your veggie stand, your fruit stand, person with the live chickens and all this stuff. So I always, at the top of the hill, there was a grocery store, and then there was a lady that had a shop that sold catfish. And, you know, it's point and kill is what it's called. And you point, she get it out, she kill it with her machete, she cut it in fourths, and she pull all the guts out. Now I would still have to take it home and clean it and wash it and get all the, you know, slime and all that stuff on there. You didn't grow up? Oh man. Well, the Ivory Coast is pretty much the same as far as how that works, right? I miss that because you're getting stuff extra fresh. You know? Who you happy for? Who you happy? Your friend who was type O ate some steak tips for 2 days and veggies, and your entire whole mood and energy was out the roof, and she had been eating chicken. Thank you for your insight. I learned about blood type eating a couple of years ago. After attending your lives, I decided to embark upon the journey. I feel great and hoping to inspire. Fantastic. I feel so happy for you guys. You heard something about something was wrong with the water contaminating the fish. Well, that's everywhere. I mean, all fish has toxins and parasites. All fish. Whether it's wild caught or farm raised, they all have it. Oh, I forgot to order my cod liver oil. I'm about to do it right now. Whether they are farm raised or wild caught, all of the fish has parasites. Because think about it. If shrimp and lobster and all of those things have parasites, what are the fish eating? Okay, so this one is a 16 ounce. Ooh, it'll be here overnight. This is a 16 ounce for $39. Wild caught, 1,100 milligrams of. Okay, so listen. 1,100 milligrams of omega-3s, liquid fish oil supplement, wild caught Norwegian Arctic cod liver oil. My manufacturer makes fish oil capsules, and it has 1,200 milligrams of omega-3s and the DHAs and the EPAs, and it's the bomb. 4 pounds of inflammation gone since Sunday. That sweet potato bake smells like candied yams and fried apples together. Imagine that. That cinnamon and that nutmeg, it smells just like candied yams and fried green apples together. That's going to be, if I'm going to do like a meal for Thanksgiving or around Thanksgiving, that would be my anti-inflammatory option. Instead of y'all doing candied yams, do that, because that has no sugar, It's sweet and delicious. What I do is I cut up the yams and let me order this before I go off the rails. This is lemon flavored, and our capsules with the fish oil are also lemon flavored. So I'm going to be getting those capsules in the lineup. Keep your eyes peeled over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to have that. I'm probably going to have resveratrol, which is super good for inflammation and bone health and just a multitude of things. And there's a couple of other things that I'm actually looking at as well. So keep your eyes peeled for a few more additions to the lineup, because as we study, I'm seeing that there are things that are going to be super useful to us as far as aging well, staving off illnesses. Oh, look at this boy. He left just to mail something and came in here with a haul. Ada, your stuff is on the road. Your t-shirt finally came in today. So, yes, I have sardines in my cabinet and I just haven't eaten any. I love sardines. I ate a lot of sardines when I was in Nigeria. Let me order this fish. I'm getting the lemon flavor because then I can just mix it in with my juice. And I won't have to deal with the fish oil taste. Do 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 do. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, let's get it. So I'm suspecting, I'm bringing this back around to the beginning again. I'm suspecting, hey, everyone says hello. Let me see what you got. Look at that pineapple. That's amazing. I'm suspecting that watermelon has something to do with, I'm going to cut watermelon completely out. I'm going to be doing a little more investigating. You ordered these sardines from Amazon. I can't have smoked. You can't have smoked.
Nothing smoked.
Nothing smoked. Ambitious one, why can't you just follow the directions? Why you always got to deviate from stuff? You hard-headed.
I'm trying to be clever.
You found some elderberries? Oh, I've never had fresh elderberries. Oops. I've never had fresh elderberries. You can't have smoked stuff. It's just carcinogens.
Smoke not good for anybody.
Smoke is not good for nobody. Half the stuff, more than half of the stuff that starts out good for us gets messed up in the cooking process. You like going against the grain a little? Yeah, I can't sacrifice it. My body's not worth going against the grain. But hey, live it up. I'm not going to do it. Season has the best sardines. I don't even know what brand I have in the cabinet. I have no idea. I have no idea. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it, girl. Who's going to know? Who's going to know? Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Okay, let this be your last smoked sardine and then just get regular ones. Unless you are, let's say, an A type and you get the sardines in mustard. I've always put mustard on my sardines, except in Nigeria, they put them in tomato sauce. Everything's in tomato sauce. How you doing over there, Ada, with no tomatoes? Or are you still eating tomatoes? Are you still eating tomatoes and just dealing with the pain? All right, so I've ordered my cod liver oil. Okay, it's 16 ounces. You just take a tablespoon or teaspoon a day, and it has all of these amazing properties that we need to have to keep our. Come on now, we grew up on cod. You still over there messing around with them tomatoes? Ada, you gonna make me jump through this phone. They want stew and rice. Who's the parent? Who's the parent? You don't have no alternatives? They can have stew and rice. What's your excuse? Why are you eating it? Don't blame it on the kids. Don't blame it on the kids. Why are you eating it? I got... Oh, good. Your kids can probably tolerate it because they don't have no inflammation in their body. But don't you eat it. I got... The brand that I got is called Carlson. Wild caught Norwegian Arctic cod liver oil. You wanted to eliminate it completely. Yeah, I got Carlson. So if you're going to go to Amazon, you will just look up Carlson cod liver oil. Okay? So I was doing a little research. Let me say you. I was doing a little research on Jordan and I fell into a rabbit hole the other day when we were talking about lectins. And remember when I read y'all the stuff about you were just looking at Carson? Remember Jordan and I read y'all the stuff from the book, and it was talking about your cells and how illnesses really have to do with the protection of your blood cells and the outer rings of the blood cells and all those other things. And there was this list. I saved it. There was this list that gave you all of these foods that have these lectins in them that actually trigger the inflammation in your body. So let me see if I can find it. Bookmarks. Bookmarks. Let's see if this is it. First thing that comes up on this low carb fruit list is watermelon. It's a good source of vitamin A and has high water content. But let's see if I can find this list. Jordy, how do I pull up the bookmarks that I saved the other day? Remember that list I was looking at? Right. I did.
So then it should be in there. If it's not, it needs to be saved.
You were standing right here. Best fatty cuts of meat. You were standing right here.
Did you put it in your reading list?
I don't know.
Okay, get done.
Okay.
And
Get this.
our reading list.
Nope. Boo. I'm gonna go to my history. See if it's there. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let me find it because it was really good shit. There was something about these lectins that are in all of these foods. This might be it. No, this is the cod liver oil stuff that we read yesterday. I wish we all knew this. Don't y'all wish that our parents knew this information? Imagine what your life could have been if we knew this information sooner. How much could we have avoided? I know for me growing up as a fat kid, I could have avoided a lot of issues. And that really, it just makes me wonder about a lot of shit. Why is this information not taught? Why are we just left to fend for ourselves? Is it that we're not asking the right questions? Is it that we don't know the right questions to ask? You know, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating, and it makes you very suspicious of people's intentions. It makes me suspicious of people's intentions. Like, are you doing this on purpose? Or is this information being kept from us, or is it in plain sight and we're not seeing it because we don't found it. La, 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 la. Okay, so what I fell into, Plant Paradox Diet Full shopping list. Lectin-free foods to eat and avoid on Dr. Gundry's list. Okay, so you're going to go lectin-free. I'm beginning to wonder if this is another one of those scammy type. Oh, let's do keto. Let's do Atkins. Let's do, intermittent fasting. So it says, so you're going to go lectin free. Lectin free has an even more strict list than the other one. They want people to be sick. Yeah, they want people to be sick. A full list of lectin free foods. Okay, so let's go. Lectin free foods. All of these oils. You see, this is another. There are all these oils that are lectin free, but your body can't process any of these oils. Do I think about the elderly people that are in homes and they feed them something which kill them even faster? I think about children in elementary schools more than I think of old people. I think about children in elementary school more than I think about old people. Because they're giving kids at school milk. They're giving them orange juice. Who knows what's in that mystery pizza? Who knows what's in those mystery nuggets? I think about kids more than I think about old people. You tried to get on the live like 10 times. It was saying error, but your profile showed that you were live. What? Why? They're going to make me open up my own social network again. What happened to my social network is I closed it down. It was a dating social network. And I made money. It was monetary. I made it because the dating scene in DC was so raggedy. And I was like, these people do not know how to date. People are just in these 90-day cycles. They meet, they start fornicating, and then they go through the entire dating process in 90 days. So let me create something better. And I created this website, and it was for meeting. It was for singles, and it was for meeting online. And then I started organizing events. And so we had events around the DMV. Nightclubs and things had started contacting me like, oh, we want you to bring your group in on Friday. We're going to give you guys a VIP. So it got, the site grew. It became well known in the DC area. And people liked being a part of the community. And then it got to the point where it was very, very exclusive, and people were mad that they could not be a part of it because the name of hear me out. The name of the group was called The Pals, and that is an acronym. But the first two words was physically attractive. And there were people that had a problem not being a part of it. And it mainly wasn't so much, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. There were some overweight white ladies that were older that wanted to be a part of the group and got mad that I was like, yeah, no. I mean, one was walking with a cane. No. And she got mad, and I said, this is not an HR situation. Like, who you gonna report it to? This is mine. Well, I don't think this is a fair decision, and blah, 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 blah. Because when I started throwing events that were not in public, and they were in a house, they were in houses, you need to be physically attractive. There was criteria. It wasn't just being physically attractive. You need to make over $100,000 a year. You need to do these things. This need to be you. Because people that are making a decent amount of money got shit to lose. So they're not going to be out there acting fool. And some people just didn't make the cut. So she got mad and she was like, well, I don't agree with the decision and I should be allowed to come. I said, this is not an HR situation, ma'am. This is not a job. This is a social club. This ain't for everybody. There are places that you can go, that you can find people just like you. That's not it. This ain't it. This is black folks of a certain salary, of a certain look, of a certain class, coming together to meet and have a good time. I have like 6 or 7 couples that got married and are still married to this day because they met at my events. So that list to me, I just looked at that article again. That's just another doctor that is out here promoting another way of eating. But it stopped me cold because the first things that he said is all of these oils, algae oil, olive oil, it says see my favorite, and then it says grass-fed ghee, coconut oil, macadamia oil, MCT oil, avocado mayo, red palm oil, all these things. All of these things are on the list of lectin free. But anything other than olive oil, which he says see my favorite, which is cool, are not digestible in our systems. Fats, I don't have time for your bullshit today. You were really on some shit yesterday, not today. Okay? So he's got like protein bars and all this stuff. So let's see. Resistant, I just want to check out this whole watermelon situation. Let's go and just look up watermelon. How does watermelon benefit the body? Let's just see. Watermelon is rich in amino acids called citrulline that may help to move blood through your body and can lower blood pressure. Your heart also enjoys the perks of all the lycopene watermelon contains. Studies show that it may lower your risk of heart attacks. Okay, let's see. They also have the benefits sexually, of course. Eating watermelon at night. Oh, it says 3 valid reasons you should stop eating watermelon at night. This is written in an article from India. Ooh, hold on. There may be something to this. While nobody recommends consumption of watermelon at night, let us not forget the watermelon when eaten during the day benefits. Why can't you eat watermelon at night? Oh! That's why. I am sitting here. You ordered his products and all works. What? Well, that sucks. I had to go back to my manufacturer and was like, I need to make sure you're not sending out anything that's going to expire in 2 months. And he sent me a list of all of our products and put the expirations on them, and all of them are 2023, like June 2023, something like that, or 2024. Don't do that. Don't play with me. So apparently we're not supposed to be eating watermelon at night. It's too high in sugar. So I woke up this morning and my ankle had that little twinge in it. Whenever I have any ankle pain, I pinpointed it to sugar. And I was like, what did I eat that had any sugar in it? The sweet potato thing, I've been eating that and had no problems. The cranberries didn't have any extra added sugar or any safflower oil. So what could it have been? And before I went to bed, I had my fruit blend, which has watermelon in it. Bam! Before you go raving about this sweet summer essential, do remember that it's loaded with a lot of sugar. Even if natural, sugar is best avoided at night and can even promote weight gain, which is something nobody wants. I have literally, and this is why I told Jordan while he was out to get me 2 more papaya and 2 more pineapple, because I'm just going to have grape, pineapple, and papaya juice, because those things are working for me, and I suspected that the watermelon was the problem. Okay? That's what the article was, the plant paradox or whatever. So, do not eat watermelon at night. You see how we learning shit? You see how we learning shit? Even if it's natural sugar, it still made my ankle sore. So when I wake up, I literally have an inflammation meter. I literally have an inflammation. And it's on my neutral list, so I shouldn't have been eating it in the first place. I shouldn't have been eating. It's my fault. I'm paying for it because it was my fault. It'll never happen again. It'll never happen again. It's gone. It's gone. I'm not married to no food. There ain't no food I'm just like, oh no, oh no. Oh, I can't ever eat this again. I'll be like, bye. Same way I am in a relationship. Say what now? Bye. I'm the exact same way in a relationship. Male, female, family, it don't matter. I be like, bye. If it ain't working for me, if it's causing me any type of pain, hey man, if it's causing me any type of pain, it's gotta go. And that's the way y'all gonna have to be. If your food is causing you to have any type of pain, you should be saying goodbye. I've seen people just have more remorse over not being able to eat a certain food than they do over losing a family member. And it goes to show that we have a more consistent relationship with food than we do with any other person walking the planet. Y'all can't have coffee. Y'all can't have coffee. Y'all need to get y'all list. Click the link in the bio. Click on your blood type. Order it. It comes to you immediately if you do it through PayPal. Food is an addiction. They have those meetings. They have food addiction meetings. I told y'all I'm y'all sponsor. Everything that y'all are going through, I'm going through with you. I ain't no better than y'all. I ain't sitting up here eating no queen's plate. I ain't sitting up here eating no royalty plate. I ain't sitting up here judging y'all for what y'all got on y'all plate. I will talk to Ada if I find out Ada's eating some stuff. I will finger whack her. But we are all going through this together. I'm not going to shame y'all on the internet. Food Anonymous. We're going through a 12-step program right now. We are here to support one another. And I'm going to go ahead and start up that our own social network so we can do whatever the hell we want to do. Overeaters Anonymous. But you see, they're not even focused on the fact that you're eating the wrong foods. You're just eating too much. That's the problem I have. That's the problem I have. The fact that these people are 500, 600, 800 pounds isn't because of the amount solely, isn't because of the amount of food that they're eating. Okay? Because if they ate 3 pounds of salad today with a homemade salad dressing, they wouldn't gain no weight. Okay? So everyone is always focused on the amount of food, and they think that portion control is how you're supposed to get healthy. And that's not true. Because the same we can use Tammy and Stormy as what we're talking about right now. You're going to point to somebody's plate and say that's a low vibration plate, and you got the same shit on your plate. You got the same shit on your plate, but you're judging her for having that amount on her plate. Okay, granted, she didn't have no potato salad on there, and she didn't have no buns on there. But just because you have a smaller plate, you still got low vibration food on there. You still got chicken on there. You still got shrimp on there. You still got corn on there. How long does inflammation last in the body? Inflammation can leave your body today. It can leave your body today. Right. Gotcha. But I believe that people become these things, become anorexics and bulimics because of, hey, Melissa, because of how we think about food and weight. The reason that someone becomes an anorexic is because they don't want to be overweight, because our society makes that so taboo. Again, it falls back to how does your body look versus how does your body feel. So if you connect the dots and trace it back to why does this person have these tendencies? Why do they have such body dysmorphia? I still in some way have a level of body dysmorphia because I was damn near 300 pounds and I still see myself as being overweight even though I'm wearing a size 14. I look in the mirror and I think I'm bigger than what I am, and it took Jordan saying, you're small as hell, you just don't see it. And I'm like, I don't see it. I was still thinking, I was out here still buying 18 clothes and putting them on and having them hang off of me and, you know, be like the jeans I had on yesterday. Why I had them jeans on yesterday? Them jeans was big as hell. They didn't look big to me until I took the pictures and saw how big and baggy those jeans were. So when you have been a size for a very long time, it is hard for you to see anything else. That's why anorexics and bulimics are the way they are, because they don't see their skinny self. They still see someone that's overweight. So that's why getting your mental together is so important. You're welcome. What did I do? What did I do? Your mental has to your mental needs to get together just like your body needs to get together. So it's a process. People have to stop being so hard on themselves. You just saw my before and oh, thank you. But listen, it was a struggle for me to look in the mirror and see my after. So we have got to be, everybody's so pressed and so worried about being kind to other people, and we treat ourselves like shit. We talk to ourselves crazy. We view ourselves crazy. We feel all these levels of guilt. We just say crazy things to ourselves. Look at you, eating this again. We would never say half of the stuff that we say to ourselves, we never say that to strangers or to other people. So when I say be kind to yourself, I mean that. Give yourself some grace. You've come a long way. Even though you may not be where you want to be and where you will eventually be, give yourself some grace along your journey. Because the harder you are on yourself, and the fact that you may be showing yourself less love than you'll show somebody on the street, that affects you. That affects you. So you still got to look in the mirror and just accept that this is who you are. It took me a minute. You were just saying how some talk to others and they can determine how they talk to themselves. Yeah. I have to look in the mirror and be like, because people tell me all the time, oh, you look great. Hey, you look beautiful, this, that, and the other. I have to say that to myself. I have to say that to myself. I don't look for outside validation. Okay? I don't get off on it. I don't look for it. It doesn't really mean much to me. But I had to work on my opinion of myself. Because it's easy for me to compliment other people. I compliment people all the time. So when you hear me say something about, oh, I was never ugly, I was just fluffy, or I was inflamed, or this, that, and the other, it took me a long time to be able to say that out loud. It took me a long time to say that out loud. When you grow up in a household where no one ever told you that they loved you. That was my mom. I would say to my mom, I love you, and she would say, that's nice. Or she would say, thanks. So you get to a point where you're like, well, if your mother doesn't love you, who's going to love you? Right? You get to that point where you doubt that someone's love for you is sincere, because if your own mother couldn't do it, what makes me believe you mean what you say? I was that person for a very long time. I didn't trust it. But then when I got to the bottom of it, I had to show myself love before I could accept external love. So I finally got to the point where I was cool with me, where I accepted how I looked, I accepted my traits, my brain, my ambition, my whatever, everything. It took me years. Okay? So whenever I say stuff about, oh, I don't worry about how I look, I know what I look like, I'm good with me, I was never ugly and all that kind of stuff, that took training. Because I'm not an arrogant person, but I'm also not going to keep dulling my shine. I'm also not going to keep dulling my shine. I'm not going to be shy about it. I look damn good for 53 years old. I look damn good for 40. I look damn good for 40. Okay? So it took me a long time to even have that level of confidence. It took me a long time to have that level of confidence. So when you see, and it's so funny, I love you too. It's so funny because my sisters would always have this very fake confidence. They were both big, and I told you guys that they both had the weight loss surgery. And they would go, and they were just those sassy BBWs, you know, okay? And they would go to a party. My sister, God rest her soul, my sister was 450 on a good day. On a bad day, she was more than that. But on a good day, she's 450. I remember when I first moved down there, and I went to the first, she was married to a Jamaican. I went to the first Jamaican party of my life, and my sister came into the room, and she had on a fishnet shirt. She had on the fishnet shirt. So she had on the bra, and she was lighter than me. She was very fair. So she had on a bra, and she had on this fishnet top with all this yellow belly, just all this yellow belly. So she comes in the room, and she's like, oh, hey, what are you wearing tonight? And I turned around. I loved her. I turned around, and I was like, oh. Well, I don't know. Because I've always been a very conservative dresser. You very rarely would see me anywhere with my boobs hanging out, or you never see me in no midriff. You don't see me in no crop top. You ain't gonna see me in no bathing suit. I made a firm promise to Jordan he would never see me naked on the internet. And I kept that promise all these years. You won't see me in no risque nothing. I remember I was on a treadmill on a live, and I was like, look at me naked on the live, and I had on a tank top and my waist trainer thing. And that's as naked. You see these naked arms. That's about as naked as you're gonna see me. So when I turned around and she had on this damn fishnet shirt and this black little midi skirt thing, I was like, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to wear to this party. So she opens up my closet, y'all. She flings it open, and she's like, I was like, well, I was thinking of wearing this, and I held up a sweater and some jeans, and she was like, huh? I was like, Trina, what do you want from me? She had no shame in her game, honey. She had no shame in her game. None. So I put on my sweater and my jeans because I didn't have no sexy fishnet shirt to wear. So me and my boyfriend at the time go to this Jamaican party, and then I understood her outfit when I got there. Because everybody was dressed in a fishnet shirt. And I was like, okay. God, I'll never forget that day. We get to the party. I don't know what I expected to see at this party. So there's a DJ there, and the men are on this side of the room. The women are on this side of the room. Me and my boyfriend are in the back against the wall, like. So then somebody walks up to us. So we're in the back of the room, and somebody walks up to us with literally a handful of weed. A handful. And I'm like, me and my boyfriend are both very conservative people. We're in corporate America. So the guy's like, hey, y'all want some? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Now mind you, my sister works for Fannie Mae. She's an accountant. Shared alive. She's an accountant. 2 master's degrees. Okay? Smart as a whip. Y'all want some? I was like, no, we're good. we're fine, thank you. So the DJ's pumping, the music's playing, and the guys are on this side of the room, the women are on this side of the room. So the women are all whining and doing, their dance hall dances. And the dudes are all boop, 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 boop with the DJ. And I'm like, why are they not dancing together? I don't understand what this is. What is this? They were like, it's a concert. Well, oh, someone's performing? They were like, the DJ's performing. And I was like, huh? Now, if you think about EDM and all of those other festivals and things like Jordan goes to, it makes sense. It didn't make any sense to me. I see Prince. I go see Sade. I'm going to see singers. I'm not going to stand around and watch a DJ spin records. So it was a very foreign type of thing to me. So we're standing in the back. The weed smoking begins. It literally was like a plume of smoke drifting across the place. Just a cloud. Just a cloud. We're standing in the back against the wall, just breathing normally. Then we start to giggle. We start giggling. Next thing you know, we're dancing. Next thing you know, we're out of there and on our way to the nearest Wendy's. High as a kite. Just high as a kite. High. I couldn't eat that food fast enough. So that was my first Jamaican party. After that, we were going to Jamaican parties like every week. We were having a ball. I never did wear a fishnet shirt though. I never did wear a fishnet shirt. But her and my other sister were always the lively, sexy dressed BBWs at the parties, right? And everybody's like, oh, they love their size. They're so confident. Because this is what we do. This is what we do with like Lizzo, for example, right? Lizzo will be so confident walking around with her butt cheeks hanging out. And then the next week, she's crying on the internet. Because people have criticized her walking around with her butt cheeks hanging out. So either you are confident or you are not. Either you have accepted yourself or you have not. So my sisters would be, one thing at the parties, and then when they would get home, they'd be so sad and would fall into a gallon of ice cream. Because if you're that confident within yourself and you love yourself unconditionally, why would both of you go and have the weight loss surgery? And the sister that I was telling y'all the story about is the one that passed away. Yeah, they both went and had the weight loss surgery. My sister, even though she was 450, she was not sick. She was just overweight. She didn't have no diseases. She didn't have no high blood pressure. She wasn't on any prescription drugs. She was just overweight. And because our society focuses more on the weight than they do on the health. Like, look at Lizzo. Lizzo is healthier than most of us. Who the hell is going out and performing for 90 minutes, dancing hard, and playing a flute? Lizzo is way healthier than me, because I'm not going to be able to go out and dance nowhere for no 90 minutes and play a flute. Right. To be healthy is marketed as the right choice. No, people are still equating thin with health. People are equating thin with healthy. And that's not true. Because my mother was 118 pounds when she died. She was 108. The heaviest my mother ever was 140 pounds. And that was when she was 9 months pregnant with my little brother. Okay? So my sister was healthy before she had the weight loss surgery. Then she had the weight loss surgery and got leukemia because her body could no longer absorb the essential vitamins and minerals and nutrients she needed to have. So now she's on leukemia drugs. Not only the leukemia drugs, now she's on 5-6 different prescription drugs. And because she still hasn't gotten over her addiction to sugar, and because having the surgery makes it so that anytime you eat sugar, it throws it up, okay? What happened was she became a wino. Then she became a liquor drinker. I'll keep tuning in. Maybe there's something I'm not understanding. Every day you're talking to us about inflammation, and it is sonata must, I don't know what that means. Must to being fat. You are making the connection every day, so aren't you doing the same? What? I'm gonna need you to come up because you be making a whole lot of comments. You be making a whole lot of comments, and I don't know if you misunderstand what I'm saying. I don't know if you're doing it on purpose or by accident. So why don't you come up and explain to me what you are talking about? Because you were making a lot of comments the other day. So why don't you just come up on the live and tell me what you're talking about? Because you tagged me in your live yesterday. So why don't you come up and tell me what you're talking about? All right, let's go.
Hey, how y'all doing? Thanks for the
All right,
ad.
great.
Look, yes,
Fantastic.
I'm always here and supporting you because I believe in what you're saying and I like to hear what you're saying. We actually talked on a live a bit ago about just general products and the change and et cetera. But I come to tune into you because I feel you are an educated woman. I feel like the reasons that you chose different paths in your life, et cetera, are super valid. And I really do love, appreciate, and aspire to you. So let me start with respect, right?
Yeah.
And make sure that you understand that when I send comments, I'm not being disrespectful, but I am being
I don't
inquisitive.
think it is
I know you
disrespectful
always.
at all.
That's always like the response. Like you're like I'm not like I never want you to feel like I'm being combative. I am a little. I don't
Never,
always like fully agree.
never think that. I never think that. I just don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying. So tell me what you misunderstood.
So most of the time, I'm misunderstanding what you're saying is what I'm seeing. So that was my last post. Is that from what you say, the inflammation is what is the problem with our bodies, and it's the response from not eating by blood type.
Yes.
And that is something that's why I'm here, right? To learn more about. You've said many times that it's not inflammation. I mean, it's not fat, but it's inflammation. It
Okay.
looks the same, but it's not the same.
Okay.
And the same reasons why a person would be fat, misidentifying it by the wrong names,
Yeah.
are actually the same reasons that a person would have inflammation. Like you mentioned, your sister is drinking heavy alcohol. That
My
equates
sister
to
was not.
inflammation.
She was
I'm sorry, I'll
that
pause.
was after the surgery. She fell into that after she had the weight loss surgery. Before
Got it. Okay.
wasn't doing any of those things before she had the surgery.
Okay. So, in what ways was she contributing to her body poorly to allow herself to be fat or inflamed, in your words?
Just because you don't know what your blood type is, you're still eating the wrong foods for your blood type. Okay. So
Mhm.
if my sister was 450 pounds and she was still eating chicken, she was still eating pork, she was still eating bacon, she was still eating all of those things that went against her blood type, that's what made her inflamed.
So I think that's where propaganda comes in, right?
Yeah.
Where you might call it you're eating by blood type, and then someone might call you eating those things an unhealthy diet and it contributing to fat. I feel like it's very synonymous.
I
And I
think
feel like when, I'm
okay.
sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Just mentioning that I just feel like it's very synonymous, and that it does seem like to be um, the same for me, where if you're not eating in a healthy way, your body is not going to respond in a healthy way. I don't
What's
eat those
healthy?
things.
What's healthy?
Sure. So healthy for me would not be eating meats. Healthy for me, I do eat cod.
Healthy for you. Healthy for you. Healthy for you.
You
And
asked me what's healthy to me, so I
I,
responded in
what's
that way.
healthy? You're not listening. I
Oh,
said, what is healthy?
okay.
And then you started
What's
listening.
healthy is not indulging in meats. You're saying to eat by blood type, sure, but I'm letting you know. You're shaking your head. I'm sorry, what do you
I'm
disagree with?
shaking my head because again, you didn't listen to the question. And part of a healthy part of communication is being a good listener, and not only a good listener, but an active listener. Don't just listen to respond. Listen to what I'm asking you. I said, you have used healthy 4 times. And I need to know what your definition of healthy actually means. And then you went into, well, healthy for me means, and I said, healthy for you, healthy for you.
You put
Because,
emphasis and interrupted me, so now I get to interrupt you. So I was just mentioning how when you're not being healthy, right, and you ask me a question personally, what is healthy, that would mean
no,
that I would have to answer
I
in a
said,
way
what
that's relative to how I think and relative to how I move, sis. So what's healthy to me and how I identify what is health is eating in a way that is conducive to how your body needs to respond to regain to keep homeostasis. That is health. That
okay.
is health. So I am
That's
a
health
positive
across the board.
person.
That's your
I'm
definition
sorry.
of, that is your
It
definition
froze.
of health across the board for every
No, that
person.
was just actually just for eating habits. That's why I wanted to focus on the relation of fat and inflammation. That was the start of the conversation.
Okay. All right. If I am going to have a productive conversation with you, then I need to
Sure.
know what your definition of health is. And that's all I was
Health.
asking.
Got it. So health to me is participating in practices so that your body can operate at homeostasis and at its optimal operation at all times.
And
And also health would be just finishing up there. Health would
what's
also be just your body
homeostasis?
having normal stress responses and then being able to regain homeostasis whenever it has had some situations of high stress.
Okay.
That's health for me. What's health for you?
Health is an individual thing because every single body is different. And what I think you are thinking is that it's across the board and that this is the definition of health and there's nothing that can be disputed about your definition of health. And what I'm hearing from you is
That's
there
the propaganda piece we were talking about. That's not mine, but those were your words, not mine. Sure.
okay. Okay. So I shouldn't take it that you're being combative, right? I
We're
shouldn't.
having an open conversation.
No, we are having a conversation. Whether or not it is a healthy conversation or a combative conversation is subjective. Okay? Because I'm trying to understand what you are misunderstanding about what it is I am saying.
So I don't believe what I'm trying to say is that when we're saying you're saying that it's two different things, being fat and then inflammation, right? And I do understand the body response of inflammation is swelling, is is a reasonable response to stress, the things that you put in your body that
Yeah.
make you bloat, that make you explode, that
Uh-huh.
appears as quote unquote fat.
Okay.
So, oh, excuse me if I fast talk. I'm sorry if you felt a little left behind, but just
You
push it up
should
a little bit.
don't focus on the time.
But I definitely wanted to thank you so much. But I definitely wanted to just come and just to speak to the how it can be misleading to have to say that it's not like it's just not fat. It's just like I
What
do understand when you're saying
that
that we're focused on fat,
what is
but
that to you? What does that mean? That.
the response to your body when you
Uh-huh.
when you are treating your body poorly. Fat is the layer of skin, excuse me, the layer under your skin and subcutaneous layer, and then you have like that little section that is contributed to from the things that you eat, from the way that you treat your body and the way that you work out. So that is what fat is. So that what also is the connection that you're making is inflammation, and it's not, you're saying that it's not that layer that you are referencing in the response to what you eat, but it's instead um to inflammation of your body responding to like by swelling. Am I not understanding, or can you please help me to? That's what I'm here for.
All right. I believe that fat and the way that it's being used in the world today is propaganda. I believe that is marketing, right? The weight that we gain is from the body's response to the foods that we eat, okay? If every single person, cavemen, for example, okay, which the blood type O derives from, if cavemen were still eating, if we're still eating the way cavemen ate, we wouldn't have any of these problems. They were getting the optimum exercise for their body types, which is hunter gatherer, killing animals, eating animal proteins, right? That's how their bodies processed foods. They would be at the optimal weight. They would be at the optimal level for exercise because O types need hyper high intensity exercise because that's how they avoid stress. That's how they work out their stress. That's how they elevate their moods because serotonin is released through this, right? Through this exercise. Now, if all the O's were operating the way their bodies were designed and through evolution has it processes foods, that blood type, those are the characteristics of that blood type. If you are an A, it's more of a Mediterranean type of environment because most of the A blood types are in that region of the world. Because of
Okay.
migration, this is why we have, and in America, that's why we have all these different types of blood types.
Mm-hmm.
America, the majority of the blood types are O's. The problem is you have a bunch of O's that are being vegan, and the way that they're eating is causing their body to respond in a way that is swelling. So whereas one person looking at this person is calling them fat, there is a reason this person looks fat to you. Because to the uneducated eye, this person is just, what words go along with fat? Lazy, unhealthy, they're eating too much food. So it's like society is buying into these stereotypes for the word fat. You can't just
Okay.
call somebody fat without understanding why they are and how they got here. Okay. So for my sisters, as an example, and even for myself, I was a size 14 before I got put on the prescription drugs. The prescription drugs then triggered the inflammation in my body, and I gained 85 pounds in less than a year. Okay. So when you are introducing things to your body that makes your body have to fight for your organs, because that's what inflammation is. You have people walking around eating the wrong foods that cause their body to always be in defense mode. Now, if they
Yeah.
continue to eat those foods, now that's what chronic inflammation is, okay? Then from the chronic inflammation, it now becomes an illness like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, all of these things,
Autoimmune
all
diseases.
the autoimmune diseases come from chronic inflammation.
So
Why
this
are
might
they
encourage.
chronically inflamed? Because they continue every day, unbeknownst to them, eating foods that are triggering swelling. So when you start introducing anti-inflammatory foods, which is how I eat every day, when you start introducing those things that are anti-inflammatory but also of my blood type, okay, then you start to shrink your organs. This is where my shrinkage, and most of the people that are now eating this way, they're experiencing shrinkage. So when they come on here and they say, I've been eating this way for the last 3 days and I've lost 6 pounds, they're talking about 6 pounds of inflammation.
Inflammation.
Right. Weight is
Your body is
caused
less
by,
stressed.
right.
It's regaining that homeostasis, right?
How do you keep saying homeostasis, and a lot of people here don't even know what that means.
Oh, okay, excuse me. It's the leveling of your hormones in a state where it is able to operate in its most effective way. And when you are mentioning, excuse me if I fast, I'm going to thank you for coaching me there to help me to slow down, to help me to make sure that I'm speaking clearly. I was mentioning that inflammation and not having homeostasis is when your body is having high stress points. When you have eaten foods like the bacon that you were mentioning, I just don't agree that anyone should be eating those things. I know you're saying like the cavemen, etc., but
Cavemen
they
weren't
didn't
eating
live very long.
pork. Cavemen
Let's
weren't
talk about
eating
like
pork.
the evolution of people.
Cavemen
They
were
didn't
not
live
eating
very
pork,
long.
sis. Cavemen were not eating pork, and they were not eating chicken.
They shouldn't eat. What I'm
No,
saying is
they
no one
weren't,
should
because
eat those things.
those things were not on the planet then. Cavemen were not eating pork. They were eating red meat. They were eating beef. They were eating red meat. They were not eating bacon. Bacon didn't even exist. Okay?
So
So,
I'm
so
mentioning that red meat isn't the safest for. But maybe that's my blood type. You know, maybe I'm an
what
A
blood type
plus.
are you?
I'm A plus. I think it says that you should eat
You're
red meat,
supposed
but
to
how
be
my
eating,
body responds when I eat red meat is horrible.
because you're an
Why is
A,
that?
sweetie, you're not supposed to eat meat. There's no meat that's beneficial for your blood type. That's why.
That makes
That's
sense. I don't
all.
even have a
That's
palate
all.
for it
It
now,
has
sis.
nothing to
Thank
do with
God.
it has nothing to do with homeostasis. It has nothing to do with any of that. You should
I
be
don't eat
following
chicken.
Dr. Sebi. You are an A positive blood type. There is no meat on the planet that is beneficial to your blood type. I'm not talking to everyone about your blood type. I'm talking to
Mm-hmm.
everyone about their particular blood type. You are making this about you, and this is what Dr. Sebi did. This is why I said I take aspects of Dr. Sebi, but I also take aspects of Dr. Diadamo, because we cannot say everyone should stop eating meat, because
Okay.
type O's cannot live on the diet and cannot be healthy on the diet that an A positive eats. It's impossible. They are going to be anemic. They're going to have all types of issues with their blood because they're not getting the right amount of iron, iodine, and all those other things. So this is why I'm speaking to all 4 blood types. But you're saying you have to focus on what works for only you.
Okay.
You're doing the right thing for your
For
blood
me. But when I'm
Exactly.
speaking
You're
to
doing the
I can't speak
exact
to us all.
you're
Get
doing the
that. Thank
exact
you for
right
that.
thing for
You
you,
both.
sweetie. But it just doesn't apply to everyone else. You are dead on point. How you're eating is exactly how you are supposed to eat. You are
Thank you for
absolutely
that.
100% right. That's what you're
I'll take it.
misunderstanding. That's all. You are going to stay in homeostasis because you are literally feeding your body the way it was designed to process food. You're giving it all the vitamins, all the nutrients, all the fats, all the this, all the omega 3s, all of those things. you're getting all of that for you. So
Because
I'm
I do eat
proud
seafood,
that
but
you
I
have
don't eat chicken
you
and
have
meats. But
fallen
that's just me.
into you have
That's
fallen
okay.
into a lifestyle that happens to go with the blood type you have. You lucked up on it. Okay?
Thank you.
And this is why it's so frustrating for a
Yeah.
person like me that does not project what I do onto other people. Okay?
Hmm.
Because we have to understand that we are all as individual as our fingerprints. So it really irks me when coaches get online and they want to say you shouldn't be eating meat and you need to just be eating chicken and brown rice and vegetables, because that does not work for everybody. So until you understand homeostasis and all those things, that's cool, that's great, but you are talking from your own perspective about what is working for you. What's going to happen? That's no one's talking to you.
That's so cute.
What's going to happen is you're going to have a bunch of O's watching you, and you're telling them that they should not be eating meats, right? They should not be eating these things. This is so unhealthy, blah, 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 blah. And they're going to try to live your lifestyle, and they're going to gain weight. Then they're going to go to the doctor because they are so lethargic. They can't get up. Their hair starts to fall out and all these other things because they're trying to eat the way you have advised them to eat. And they're going to be sick, gain weight, because their body is going to rebound and gain inflammation because they're going to be eating beans and all this other stuff, right? That stuff is not for O's. It's not even for ABs. Okay?
Okay.
So the reason that you are confused is
I'm
because
sorry, Melissa.
it almost killed me. I mean, I was vegan for 2 weeks and gained 10 pounds.
It's
That's not
really
how
hard to decide what you're
how
going
I'm
to eat
supposed
for
to
the
eat.
vegan. Vegan is tough. That's not my diet, but vegan is definitely tough.
That's why I say even for A's, you shouldn't be completely vegetarian, because there are fish that you
I
need
do
to
eat
have
plenty
those
of fish and prawns.
you gotta have those oils, you gotta have those nutrients, you gotta have those things to be healthy without drugs.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Okay?
I take zero medicines.
And you have lucked up on the absolute right diet for your blood type. And most of these coaches that are out here on TikTok and out here on Instagram are talking from their own personal perspective, and they think because what I did worked for me, it's also going to work for you, and that's gaslighting.
Okay.
Y'all don't even realize that you're gaslighting people. You're treating people the same way a doctor would. You're just saying to people that, oh, you just need to lose 20, 30 pounds and you'll be healthy. Because y'all are more focused on the fats.
Not I.
You're more I'm generalizing.
I
Okay?
appreciate you. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't attaching myself to that image.
The
But I feel
world
you.
is fascinated with fats,
We
right?
are.
Whether
We
it's
are.
subcutaneous and it's under the skin and blah, 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 it doesn't matter.
It's
Y'all are
fire.
so
Don't kick it
focused
back, me.
on whether or not a body is fat, because in your mind, fat is unhealthy. Okay? Whereas Lizzo, I can probably guarantee you, is healthier than most of the skinny people walking the earth today. Y'all just look at people, and I'm saying y'all to everybody.
Mhm.
People, and you decide in your mind by their appearance that they are unhealthy. Okay? And it's wrong, and it's hurting a lot of people. And
So let me ask you this,
it
though.
needs to stop.
If you're not eating by your blood type, are you just not eating by your blood type, or you unhealthy? What's that?
Most people on this planet are lucking up. If they lose some weight, I have a problem with the word healthy.
Okay. Because it's because it's subjective, because it's cookie cutter, right? I feel you. I love the word healthy because that's the change. That was the contrast for me, right? At one point, I had this image of myself that I wanted to aspire to, and then I became that. And from my lifestyle then, it wasn't the healthiest for me. That's something, I'm 28 years old. I'm learning. I'm coming from 270 pounds.
I remember us having a conversation one
I
night.
do too. I'm telling you, we had a conversation.
Here's where you are putting your stuff on everybody else.
I
Because
heard you. It's cookie
I agree.
cutter.
But again, I asked you the same question I asked you 10 minutes ago. What is healthy? And you started listing what is healthy
So then I
for
asked you what is
me.
healthy. So my last question
Healthy
was,
is an individual thing. That's what you don't seem to understand. You
no,
keep
I did. I
phrasing,
asked you clearly. If you're not eating by your blood type, are you unhealthy? That was my question. And you,
and I answered your question with the question because my definition of healthy and your definition of healthy are two totally different things. Because my definition
okay,
of healthy is
okay.
whatever healthy is for you.
I
That's the
get you, man.
problem.
I get you.
There
It
is
shouldn't be cookie cutter. It shouldn't
there,
be cookie cutter. You're a different human than I am. That's 100%. Since I agree
but
with
you're
you.
being
What I'm
very
saying
you're
is, you're really
very
like you
cookie
getting
cutter
scared to
right
use that
now.
word healthy. But I just feel like I feel like it works
I
from your
will
day.
never, I will never, and I have never called someone unhealthy because they were not eating according to their blood type. So to
That's
answer your
very
question,
sweet of you.
so to
That's very
it
sweet of you.
has nothing to do with being sweet. I don't talk on somebody else's life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my business. You don't know where that person is
What
in
you
their
here
journey.
doing then? If that's not
You
your
don't
business.
you don't know it's what did you just say?
I said, what you want here doing then? If that's not your business.
Oh my God.
If you're educating, if you're being clear, I'm sorry, I don't mean to frustrate you.
No, you're not. You're
And so
not
this is right
frustrating
here
me.
doing the thing, right?
I'm actually having
There
a moment.
has to be a
I'm actually
contrast,
having
right?
a moment of disbelief. You're not
A
frustrating me at
disbelief
all.
for what?
You
I,
don't have
I
you don't have the
even
capability to
agree with you.
frustrate
So
me.
actually, I can stop here.
You can do what?
I don't, the lexicon, I say, I actually agree with you, so I can actually stop here. I just, the lexicon that you use to try to separate yourself
Separate
from,
yourself from who and what?
from, I guess, from professionals who use the word healthy. I mean, I get that you don't want to use cookie cutter, right? I get that you want to have compassion
Well,
for
I don't
people
understand.
to not.
Well, here's where you are wrong. I'm gonna tell you
Okay,
where
you like to say where I'm wrong. I'll listen again. I'm just learning.
but I don't think you are though. I don't think you are though. I think that you have these ideas in your head that you are not in any way, shape, or form willing to open yourself up to new ideas. You have formed these opinions.
I'm about to go study my blood type. I'm about to go study my sister
I
blood
didn't
type.
I didn't interrupt you. I
Oh, you
didn't.
ain't talking about being alive, but go ahead. I'm listening. I'm here for it. I don't want to disrupt the energy or vibe. I have learned plenty here. I'm okay with continuing to listen to your live separately. And I send you love and light. And I thank you for your time. This was good. I appreciate you.
No, you don't. But it's cool. It's cool.
Hey,
If you want to stay and listen to what I'm gonna say, that's cool. If you don't, I'm still
oh,
gonna
yeah.
say it. I'm still gonna say it whether you're here or not. Would you prefer that I say it when you're not here, or would you prefer that I
You
say
can
it to
say
your
whatever
face?
you want. It sounds like you're pretensing for to be
I just think
disrespectful, but I don't mind whatever you need
I
to
just
say.
think
I'm here
you don't
for it.
listen, and it's disrespectful that you don't allow someone to continue their thought. Because to me, we're not having a conversation. We're not having a conversation. I think you have a preconceived notion, just going by the comments that you've made today and yesterday, right? I think you have a preconceived notion about this industry as a whole. And you keep saying that you're only 28 years old. And I've been in this industry I've been in the industry longer than you've been alive. Okay. So what I am doing every day is giving people information. I don't judge them. I don't tell them what they should do. I give them
Yeah.
this information and I send them a list that if they choose to eat according to their blood type, now they have all the foods that go exactly with their blood type. I don't sit up here and call people fat. I don't sit up here and tell people that they should not be eating this and that they should not be eating that. This is their choice. What
I
I'm
love it.
here to do is to freely give information. Whether they want to take the advice, the information, or whatever it is that they perceive I'm giving them, that is all their choice. Because what they eat don't make me shit. You understand? So The problem that I have with a bunch of these coaches that are out here now is that they do shame people. They do call people fat. They do tell people that they're lazy and they need to get up. And the person that you idolize, because you just said this yourself yesterday, is one of the most disrespectful people walking the earth that's in the health and wellness industry. Disrespectful that she doesn't know enough about the body to even be selling these products, first and foremost. Number two, to get up and label somebody as fat or lazy or whatever compared to herself, because not everybody has the life goals that she has, or the debt that she has, or the perception of Queen's Plate and hood rat places and all. That don't make no sense to me. It's disrespectful. And you're idolizing somebody that had a bunch of surgeries. Everybody that's sitting here right now didn't go out and have no gastric bypass. They didn't go out and have no liposuction. They didn't go out and get no Botox in their face and fillers in their lips. They didn't go out and get no fake asses. So it's disrespectful when somebody wants to come and talk to me about what I am doing for the world, okay? And then try to put me in with them people. And then you're going to sit up and say, oh, well, I know you're trying to distinguish yourself. And I'm totally different, honey. I don't even have to try to distinguish myself at all.
I was saying from doctors, but you are totally different from doctors even. So, I mean, I definitely wasn't trying to be disrespectful in any way. I thought it was my turn. My bad.
They don't want us to know, sweetheart. You got whole populations of people that are eating this way that are not going to the doctor. They're not on no prescription drugs. And you're bragging about not being on prescription drugs. I wasn't on prescription drugs until I was 38. So give yourself some time, okay? You have lucked up on a vegetarian lifestyle that works for you. And it just so hold up. It just so happens to be that you are A+. Okay.
So I'm not vegetarian, but I do eat a lot too. That's why I was interested to read. I'm sorry.
I say this all the time. I don't believe anyone should be vegetarian because
I don't agree either. So, yeah, I feel you. I feel like it's very hard to get the oils and it's very hard to get the protein from your diet if you are vegetarian. I definitely agree with that too. That's not something that I commit to. I do eat seafood. I do eat prawns. I do like shrimp. I do. So I indulge to get my fish intake and my omegas like we were talking about earlier. But I definitely wanted to point on, I don't idolize anyone.
Just keep
okay. So I don't, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the last thing.
Just keep doing what works for you.
Thank you. I will. I thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
You're sweet.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. Keep me up. I don't know how.
Jordan, can you heat up my tea for me, please? All right. Oh, pour this in there. You got to click yourself off, babe. All right. So we are talking about eating for your blood type. One thing that I'm never going to do is disrespect anybody. I'm not going to label anyone fat or lazy or you got too much food on your plate and this, that, and the other. Because I am a person that respects everyone, right? Secondly, I'm a person that has lived through this myself. And it's still gaslighting, right? When you are sitting up and telling someone that they have too much food on their plate and they can have a small portion of food on their plate and their body will still become inflamed and will still swell, okay? So the reason that there are words like fats and the words fat have been linked to unhealthy is on purpose. Okay, by having these words and having those words mean something to you in your mind, it just sells more products. Okay, and for the people that go back and forth to the doctor, hold on, let me turn this on. The people that go back and forth to the doctor is the biggest gaslighter, and the second most popular gaslighters are these coaches, and especially the ones in network marketing. Okay. Even when I was in network marketing, I was different. I still never called anybody fat. I still never labeled anybody. I still never told somebody that they were lazy, or they weren't doing the diet, or they weren't doing this, that, and the other. I know the struggle. I lived the struggle. Okay? Not only have I had the struggle, know the struggle of weight loss, but I also know the struggle of dealing with an illness and with a chronic inflammation illness, okay? Because I had sarcoidosis, and a lot of people in the network marketing industry don't have that level of experience. They go out, they sell products, they just want somebody to click the link in their bio, and they make their little $20 and they go on about their business, okay? I've lived through 35 years of that. Can eating for your blood type cure cancer? Listen, you know why people have cancer? Just do the research, guys. People have cancer because you have an environment, your body, that is too acidic. Okay? What's your blood type? If it's O, that's a real simple one. Okay? If it's O, that's a real simple one. You're only supposed to be getting your acid from the meat. If you are eating any other acid, anything that can be converted into acid in your body, any type of vinegar, any type of dairy, any type of wheat, you're going to make your body acidic. Okay? So this is why we get diseases. All of it links back to the food. It doesn't matter the amount of the food. Again, society is so hung up and so focused on the size of your body that they don't concern themselves at all with how the body actually works. That's what frustrates me. So we're always going to have people that buy into what society says, right? We're always going to have people that want to oversimplify everything. Oh, they're fat. So what does fat mean to you? Oh, it means you're lazy. It means, I don't want no technical definition of what fat means, because what I asked was, what does fat mean to you? What does healthy mean to you? What is healthy? What is healthy? Okay? I am healthy for me. Do y'all not understand that? I come from a place where I could not leave my house, where I could not climb a flight of stairs, where I could not go one day without taking an inhaler, where I could not lose the weight, where I was in pain every day, where I was huffing and puffing when I was walking at the age of 38 because my lungs were not working correctly. Y'all watched me on the treadmill. It was an accomplishment for me to even be able to walk and talk at the same time. So it's offensive to me when somebody wants to cookie cutter healthy. When people want to oversimplify healthy as if there is just one definition that covers everybody, because it completely negates the accomplishments of people going from this level of breath to this level of breath to this level of breath to this level of breath. It's a slap in the fucking face. It's a slap in the face. So because somebody doesn't fit your ideal,